Tennessee Titans fans, the 2024 season is almost here. It starts 1 week from today with Thursday Night Football, and then, of course, a few days later, the Titans begin their 2024 campaign, and that means that the NFL is now releasing their weekly game preview videos for every game. They have released their game preview for Titans Bears next Sunday, and the experts are going to make their picks at the end of the video as far as who they think is going to win. And let's just take bets, shall we? How many out of the, I think, 10 experts that are making score predictions and things like that, does even one of them pick the Titans? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say nobody out of this panel of 10 experts picks the Titans to win this game. I'm going to say they all pick Chicago because Caleb Williams, he's going to be the next big thing, baby.
Tennessee Titans hit the road to kick off 2024, their second-year quarterback ready to see what he can do with his new toys. They're in the Windy City to take on the Chicago Bears. Bear down faithful, ready to see if number 18 is the one.
Got the slip and sliding. He's even been practicing sliding. He's doing it all.
Time to get a feel for how optimistic.
That sounded like the Chicago Bears local radio, but that right there was just a perfect example of what happens when the national media buys into a guy and they fall in love with somebody. They will make a big deal out of everything they do. That clip right there. Oh, look at that slide. Look at the way he slid. Oh, this guy is great.
Bears fans should be about finding one of those franchise QBs other fans talk about. Caleb Williams, number 1 pick in last year's draft, making his NFL regular season debut at home.
Williams on the rollout. He's got the first down.
Oh,
Tennessee's defense.
Look at how he rolls out to the right on a basic play. But look at the way he hits that tight end in the flat. We've never seen anything like it. This guy. Oh, my gosh, Caleb Williams. I would give my life for him. I would give it all for Caleb Williams. He's the greatest ever.
Isn't dealing with a standard rookie quarterback, though. No first-year signal caller has ever had 2 guys coming in off 1,200-plus yard years. Tennessee's secondary is going to face off with 2 number 1s.
Keenan Allen been around a while,
landed
though.
in the Bears'
All right.
laps thanks to L.A.
End zone, caught!
And DJ Moore, who dropped 1,300-plus yards last year in Chicago with Justin Fields.
Got DJ Moore over the shoulder.
Hey, get that the ball. Get that the ball, dog.
All 3 of Tennessee's cornerbacks are going to be tested because Chicago also has Rome Odunze, who they picked 8 spots after taking Caleb.
Moves on the move. It is caught! Rome Odunze.
Titans safeties and line.
It is going to be a test for the secondary week 1. Snead, Awuzie, McCreary, I'm sure they're about to talk about them. It's going to be a test. It's going to be a test of that revamped secondary right off the bat because DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and Rome Odunze, that's probably a pretty good lineup right there of receivers. I'll give them that.
Linebackers are also up against elite talents. Williams has Cole Kmet at tight end, comes in off a 700-plus yard campaign. And DeAndre Swift makes his debut in blue. Chicago blue.
I forgot DeAndre Swift was in Chicago now. Been in Philadelphia for a while. Now he's in Chicago. I forgot that he was there now.
At least. Swift comes over from Philadelphia after making the Pro Bowl. Great pass catcher and put up over 1,000 yards on the ground on 4.6 a crack.
He just shovels it to Swift in space, and then you see what Swift can do.
So, how hard will it be for Mr. Pink to impress? Steve Buscemi's like, why can't we pick our own colors? Tennessee made lots of changes to its defense. One of those 3 wideouts will be up against free agent signee L'Jarius Sneed. He was a stud for Kansas City the last few years.
Hurts gets rid of it. Picked off by Snead.
Titans also added cornerback Chidobe Awuzie. He's had some big seasons for the Bengals recently. Roger McCreary rounds out the starting cornerback trio. He's one of the few Titans who gave quarterbacks trouble in 2023.
Picked off. Roger McCreary on the interception.
Titans also debut Jamal Adams at safety. He's one of those, man, when he's healthy and on the field guys. At the second level line.
Is he starting? I don't know if Jamal Adams is starting, but I'm a little concerned about Jamal Adams because I feel like injuries are already coming into play for him. And I hope, Brian Callahan said he'll be back out there next week, but, that was part of the thing when the Titans signed him. It was like, hey, he does deal with injuries pretty frequently, and he's already dealt with some. So I hope he can shake that. Whoops.
Linebacker Kenneth Murray makes his first Tighten-up showing, triple-digit tackle dude for the Chargers last season.
Henry is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Kenneth Murray.
Plus, they just picked up linebacker Ernest Jones from the Rams. Plenty of talent there.
Jones pressure, got by the back, and got to Goff with a sack.
The trenches in Titanland also feature new blood. Defensive end Sebastian Joseph
really
Day,
everywhere
vet type. Nose tackle Tavondre Sweat, second-round draftee type. Helping defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons, beast mode type. Tag team match up front.
Jeffrey Simmons has a legitimate chance to become the best interior defensive lineman in football, especially with Aaron Donald, who's retired. I know Chris Jones is a guy that people talk about. There are others, but I mean, Jeffrey Simmons has an opportunity to become the new standard bearer in terms of interior defensive lineman in the league. I mean, he's, especially if Tavondre Sweat can attract some double teams beside him, could be a huge year for Jeff.
Features Chicago's tackles Braxton Jones and Darnell Wright getting in the ring with Titans outside linebackers Harold Landry and Arden Key. Key was a six-bag guy last year. Landry went for 10.5.
He'll be brought down in Tennessee.
Meantime, on the other side of things, there's Johnny Lawrence and Cobra Kai, and he's got a new Tommy and Bobby to fight with.
Here comes the rain.
I hope we hear lots of "put him in a body bag, Will" from Tennessee's sidelines this season. Levis begins.
He can't be doing no more of that right there. I don't know if you guys could see it because of copyright stuff, but he can't be doing that right there anymore. I don't want to see no more flying through the air and somersaulting, doing all that stuff. You can't do it. Can't do it. If it's a Super Bowl and we got to have a first down, if it's a playoffs and you got to have a first down, that's one thing. But on 1st and 10, there ain't no need in week 1 to do that stuff. A lot of what he's saying, now we're getting over into the offense. He's been talking about defensively. I'm still concerned about edge rush. I know Harold Landry's a good player. Arden Key, I think, is going to have to be better than he was last year. And some of these guys behind them are going to have to step up. I'm talking about Jalen Harrell. I'm talking about Caleb Murphy. I know we just cut Rashad Weaver. We signed Ali Gay. Some of these guys are going to have to step up. We're going to have, edge rush, you could argue it's the most important position on the defense. You have got to be able to get to the quarterback. And I have no doubt Harold Landry can get there, but it's going to take more than him.
His second year with a feeling that he could break out because, like Williams, he's got a lot of pass-catching talent around him. Bears corners dealing with DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins, first touchdown as a Titan.
D-Hop, a top-shelf wide receiver, so get the popcorn out for some Hopkins, Jalen Johnson mano a mano. Johnson, Chicago's CB1, and one of the best in the game last year.
Jalen Johnson intercepts it.
Levis has 2,000-yard receivers, though. Calvin Ridley joined the fray in the offseason after a nice year in Jacksonville.
And a wide open, wide out past the 50.
They also have Tyler Boyd, who came over from Cincinnati. So Boyd, Ridley, and Hopkins versus Johnson, cornerback Kyler Gordon, who is no slouch, underrated dude, and slot corner Tyreek Stevenson, who's looking to build on a nice year 1.
I know this whole game is about, to the media, it's all about Chicago. It's all about Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze and all of the others. Chicago is one of those teams that people always want them to be good. But when you think about, even when you factor in the Titans, there's a lot of intriguing players in this game. If you look at the Titans and the way things are for them, L'Jarius Sneed, Cheeto Awuzie, and Roger McCreary lined up against those 3 receivers for Chicago. And then Tennessee has names like Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Hopkins, Tyler Boyd. There's a lot of interesting players, and they haven't even gotten to Pollard and Spears in the running back in the backfield for Tennessee. Will Levis coming into his first year as a starter, being a starter from the beginning. There's a lot of intriguing storylines about this game.
Looking over the middle, and it's intercepted.
Bears roll out a new safety in this game. Kevin Byard was a free agent signee.
I forgot the mayor was with them now. The mayor of Murfreesboro is in Chicago. That's another storyline I didn't even think about. KB is with Chicago now. Oh my. I haven't even put those 2 and 2 together. Oh my God, please. Please don't let Kevin Byard get like the game-sealing interception. I love KB. I love the mayor of Murfreesboro. But please.
Season from Philadelphia. He'll join safety Jaquan Brisker, third-year guy who's hit triple-digit tackles both seasons so far.
And on the deflection, an interception by Brisker.
Bears secondary hoping their buds up front can make Levis sweat. Sorry. But Will does have pass rush monster Montez to worry about off one edge.
Not only is he the Bears' leading sack man on the year, he still leads the command.
Very worried about Chicago's defensive front against a young Titans offensive line. Outside of Lloyd Cushenberry at center, and even Lloyd Cushenberry's, a younger guy too. I'm concerned. Latham and Skoronski. Latham's a rookie. Skoronski's in his second year. Radens doesn't have too much experience starting in the NFL. Nicholas Petitfrere didn't really play last year. I am worried. I know Bill Callahan's going to coach him up. I am worried about how we're going to fare against that defensive front, or especially early on in the game, especially as a week 1 matchup. You're getting on the road. You're getting thrown into the fire right off the bat.
In sacks.
DeMarcus Walker off the other edge didn't do a ton last year. Walker and Sweat will test Tennessee's rookie first-round left tackle J.C. Latham. Tennessee's O-line last season had quite
I'm just glad they didn't show the rep where Latham didn't know what he was doing and got run over by Tyjae Spears. That was a bad rep for J.C. in that preseason game against the Saints. I don't know if y'all have seen the clip. It looked like, and that's just proof in the NFL you cannot hesitate, because Latham's pulling around there and he stopped for half a second because he didn't know what he was doing, and Tyjae Spears just came and knocked him over and then stepped on him when he was going over him. That was a bad rep for JC. That was a bad rep. He had a good preseason, but that was a bad rep for JC.
Open door policy to see their quarterback. They hope Latham helps fix things.
Here's pressure. Barnett. Derek Barnett brings down the quarterback.
Their line, of course, won't be paving the way for royalty for the first time in a long time. First chance to see what Tony Pollard can do in the King's stead.
And it's Pollard. Is he in? Yes.
See, I wouldn't have even guessed that Pollard had 1,000 yards last year, but he did. Even with the injuries that he had, he still had 1,000 yards. I don't know why people act like he's just a bum. He's just not any good.
Tyjae Spears, also a pretty dangerous dude who will see action. Spears and Pollard versus TJ Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds. Bears have quite the linebacking duo to punch back with. Both guys had great first years in Chicago in 2023.
TJ Edwards hit him as he tried to throw it, and it was picked off by Tremaine Edmonds.
Go ahead, add all that up and see what it spits out. Whatever it is, it could make you viral, but you have to put it in the comments section to be seen by the world to have a shot, with a score prediction, of course. I can't spit, no hole in my bag, and I can't really go viral with it over my head all the time, but I can preview NFL games, which I get to do again this year. #blessed. And to have our panel of 10 close down these previews with their predictions too.
Did anybody?
Football is back.
Hey, we got one. So Wolf says 27-20 Chicago. Maurice Jones-Drew says 24-17 Chicago. Adam Rank, who I think had the Titans winning 3 games this year, 28-18 Chicago. What a weird score. 16-10 Grant has Chicago. GPG, I don't even know who that is, but they predict the Titans to win 24-20. We love GPG. Come on, let's give it up for GPG. Gordon has the Bears winning 23-14. Is that the most lopsided? No, Adam Rank, a 10-point game. He has the most lopsided score. Jeremiah, 24-17 Chicago. Edholm, also 24-17 Chicago. Shook has 22-20 Chicago. And then Patra has 22-17 Chicago. So most everybody, and usually on these picks, they have it listed as a close game. I figured everybody would pick Chicago, but the Titans got 1. The Titans got 1 out of 10. Let me tell you something. It's going to be tough. I'm going to wait. I mean, on Two Tone Talk next week, I will give my predictions. It's going to be tough, but I will just say this. It's reminded me a little bit. Some of you Titans fans will remember. It's reminded me a little bit of 2019 when the Titans had to go on the road and play the Cleveland Browns week 1, and everybody thought the Browns were going to be great. Everybody was talking about how the Browns, Baker Mayfield was supposed to be the next big thing. I remember they had Odell. Everybody was going nuts for Odell. Jarvis Landry. I mean, just the lineup they had, the guys on defense they had, everybody was so excited about Cleveland. They were playing Tennessee week 1, of course, so we get to see them go off against Tennessee. And you all remember what happened. The Titans went in there and kicked their butt. I mean, I think they almost put up 50 points on the Browns. I mean, the silence in that stadium was like music to my ears. So, it's going to be tough. I don't know what to expect from Caleb Williams. They have talent all over the place on this Bears team. But I see the recipe there for potential to go in there and just leave a lot of people disappointed. And I hope they do it. I'm going to be insufferable. I'm going to be insufferable if they go in there and knock them off. Tighten up, everybody.